Spokesperson for KCPD didn't provide any specific updates to this investigation, but said these cases require a lot of evidence gathering to figure out what happened.
And we understand that this is a newsworthy event, and we want to be as transparent as possible without jeopardizing an ongoing investigation.
Kansas City police briefly mentioned the high-profile crash involving Britt Reid last week. The Kansas City Chiefs assistant coach was involved in a multi-car crash on the southbound ramp onto I-435 near Stadium Drive last Thursday night. Sergeant Bill Mahoney has led these type of crash investigations for 13 years. This week marks 32 years on the force. He says the traffic investigative unit will respond to major crashes where someone dies or is badly hurt.
The crash investigators identify the evidence themselves, photograph the scene, either mark the evidence or they will start to create a forensic map right then and there while they're at the scene.
Depending on the crash, they'll call additional resources such as detectives, vehicle inspectors, or officers with the DUI squad. They'll revisit the vehicles at the tow lot to do a full examination of the damage and download any information from the airbags or power modules. Witness statements and obtaining court orders to gather more evidence are also part of the process to create a case file.
Typically, a reconstruction, which is our end of it, it takes anywhere from 30 to 60 days, just depending on the amount of work that needs to be done and depending on the speed with which we can get things like lab results.
Sometimes those take the longest. Cases can stack up, but Sergeant Mahoney says investigators make sure each case gets proper attention.
We typically won't call on an investigator to handle other cases until they've completed that first one.
If there are a high number of serious injury crashes, they'll have to juggle more. Creating the forensic map for these investigations can take the most time and be tricky in high traffic areas.
We get one shot at getting it completely right, and we will always do that on our terms. We may cause more disruption on like a limited access highway than we would on a side street.
Police say after the 30 to 60 days it takes to reconstruct the scene and create a case file, it takes months to have a case ready to present for prosecution. Britt Reid has not been charged with any crime. Police are examining his cell phone to determine if he was using it around the time of the crash and after. Reporting in Kansas City, I'm Carolina Cruz, KCTV 5 News.